I wade in the water, I stayed in the water, I prayed in the water, I bathed in the water. Those spiritual showers cleansed me for an hour. Dipped in and I let go, then God took. I stepped in the water was cold.
Hey yo, what's happening? This your boy Kardo Santana, Mr. Street Gospel himself, and you are now tuned into Officially Underrated.
Yeah, no, my real name is Ricardo, you know what I'm saying? But I've been going by Kardo, man. I just felt like I had to play off of my name.
Yeah.
What I was given, like, to build my career around it. Because, man, it's been years, man, throughout my, me doing my my music, man. I went through several different, stage names. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to use what's beneficial to me. And that just keep it as Kardo, man.
Okay, I mean, that's simple, though. And where'd you get Santana from? That's just something you threw in there?
Man, actually, what I was doing was I was making a play off of, being teased as a kid. Everybody's like, oh, your name Ricardo. Are you Mexican? Are you Spanish? Or da-da-da.
Yeah,
so I was
yeah.
I'm going to play off of it, man. You know what I'm saying? You got great artists like Kardo Santana. So I was like, well,
Yeah.
you know what? I'm going to freak the harmonies just like he did it. I'm going to learn how to get these guitars in this production. So I was like, I'm just going to play off of everything that they gave me, man. Just utilize what people gave me at an early age. And just
I got you. Yeah, I got you.
To be real with you, man, I never wanted to be a rapper.
Okay.
Never wanted to be a rapper. It was in high school. I was making beats. I tried to make beats, you know what I'm saying? And, I downloaded, maybe 10, 20 beats on a CD, and I gave it to people in school who I knew were rapping.
Okay.
I got out of class on some hustle and flow type stuff, and I saw my beat CDs in the trash, and I was like, all right, y'all won't rap on my beats, I'm going to rap on my own beats.
Okay,
so
yeah. Okay.
that's where it went from there. Well, I'm blessed and fortunate to say that I can see the growth. I can see the talent. When I first started out, man, it was really out like some bubblegum rap type stuff. Like I said, I never wanted to, be a rapper. So I was just like, I'm going to do it because you tell me I can't do it. The people was telling me I can't do it. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to do it. So, when I got to college, I met some amazing people who were making music at the time. And I was like, I really need to link up with them and see, where we can go with it. And, it used to be so secular, man. It used to be so secular and so derogative. And it was I had people supporting me, but it was I didn't want to feed that to them all the time. It was it was getting so old, you know what I'm saying? And it became repetitive in the things I was saying. Not that the bars wasn't there, but it was they're good bars misused for a bad situation. And it was always talking about stuff that was negative. And I didn't want to be a negative person, and I didn't want to be a negative artist. So I was like, it's time for a change, man.
Okay.
Got to be time for a change. Well, first and foremost, James Brown. That's my biggest influence. You know what I'm saying? Just the way he kept that funk. It was always something about it. James Brown, Michael Jackson, The Dream.
Yeah.
I like Bobby Womack, Curtis Mayfield. I was always listening to older people. I wasn't really listening to the cats, that were, closer to us in age.
Yeah.
So it was if I was listening to hip hop, all I really was listening to was Outkast, Criss Cross, Tupac, Big,
okay.
NWA. A lot of groups like Public Enemy. Most of the people I listened to were in groups. Wu-Tang. I wasn't really listening to any solo artists besides Pac and Big at that time.
That's true. Okay. I mean, so what advice would you give anybody who want to start making music?
Stay genuine. You know what I'm saying? Oftentimes, if you want to start music, you're going to try to cater to an audience, and you're going to try to make music that people want to hear.
Yeah.
But if it's not coming from the spirit, if it's not really coming from something that's within you, it's not going to work for you. You know what I'm saying? And you got so many kids who learn how to ride the wave or sound a certain way.
Yeah.
And those are the people that really are burnt out at an early age. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
They reach their pinnacle at an early age because it's not going to go anywhere besides that. But be genuine. Stop. You don't have to rap about stuff that's on the radio. You know what I'm saying?
That's
because
true. That's
a
true.
lot of the people who want to be artists or who are artists, they rap about stuff that they hear. You know what I'm saying? They're not really putting themselves in a position to be vulnerable.
Yeah.
And as an artist, you have to be vulnerable if you want to really have something with substance. So it has to be genuine. You know what I'm saying? The people can definitely tell if it's not.
Of course. I mean, I personally think the best thing you can do as an artist is be vulnerable, is to hurt, because that's what you know what I'm saying. That's where the best music come from.
I would say I'm a Christian first as a man.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying, and I'm an artist after that. I don't want to put myself in a box, because I feel like when you get to that point where you have to put yourself in a box, there's nothing else that you can explore. I can take a Christian message and I could put it on a country song. You feel what I'm saying? So I don't want to be just considered as a Christian hip hop artist. You know what I'm saying? I'm an artist who's a Christian. And I feel like by putting myself in a box, I limit the message that I can bring to people.
Okay,
you know
I got you.
Yeah, and I don't want to, just isolate myself to a particular sound or a particular genre. As long as the message, I feel like as long as the message is pure, you know what I'm saying, it's going to last within country, heavy rock, metal, soul. Like, I feel like we as a people, especially black people, I feel like every musical genre, that's our stuff. We tap that.
Yeah.
So to take away a message and to solely put it in a box, I feel like that would be redundant.
That's true.
To be completely honest, man, that song, it went through so many phases. I made the beat like 2 years ago.
Okay.
And it was just sitting on my computer. And this back when I would consider myself more of a secular artist. Okay. And to be honest, man, the song was something about, I can't even remember, but it was just something that was negative, and I could never finish the song.
Okay,
no matter how many times I went to the studio, I could never finish the song. And I'm like, God talked to me. And it was like one night I went on a walk, and I was so frustrated with my personal career, and I was talking to God. I was like, God, if you put me in a position where I can do music the way I want to do it, make my music, make my sound, make my style, but bring your message, I will forever bring light to your name. I'm like, show me a sign, you know what I'm saying? Show me the support that I need I need, because for so long I was unsure whether I was cut out for this. Okay. And I made a deal with God. I'm like, yo, if you let me do it how I want to do it, and I can bring light to you through it, like, that's what I would do. And it was like when I dropped Armor of God, I recorded at Kel's spot, to be honest.
Okay.
And Kels was the first person to hear it, and I was like, man, what you think? And he was kind of speechless. So I was like, hopefully that's a good thing.
Yeah.
When the song was ready to be released, I just remember talking to God again, like, yo, God, you know what I'm saying? This is my end of the bargain. Like, What are you going to do for me? And Armor of God was really like the first song that people ever really supported of mine. And I've been making music, man, since I was 16. I'm 25 now.
Okay, yeah.
So that was the first song, and I was like, oh yeah, God, you showed up your end of the bargain, and I handled my part of the deal, and that's what it's gonna be from now on. Because I finally saw like what I'm doing is enough to have a message that resonates with somebody. Like people were downloading, they were sharing. I was like, yo, never doing this with any other track. So it was it was like a bittersweet moment. It was like, yeah, finally, but it was like, okay, this is what it took.
Okay, I got you. So it's more like a blessing in disguise, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. With Wade in the Water, it really came from a situation. A cousin of mine, he was shot. Okay. He was shot during the summer last year, and I was just like, man, I felt like a part of me was dying, because I'm like, yo, I'm still out here pushing this secular music.
Yeah.
And like, I'm losing friends, I'm losing colleagues, I'm losing brothers, I'm losing like a lot of people around me, and I'm like, I need to change. We need to change. We need to go back to God.
Yeah.
And I was making the beat, and I was just like, man, I want to talk about God on this track. I didn't know how. I didn't know how it was going to come to be. I know I made the beat, and I recorded like a preview of the hook, and I sent it to Kels. I was like, man, what you think we can do with it? And 3-4 months down the line, we finally got in the studio together, and we did it in like one night.
Okay.
So
cool,
it was just so much about, I just knew for sure it was something about God in that beat.
Okay. I mean, that's funny you said that. I mean, it's not funny that you said that. I mean, you know what I'm saying, because you were losing people around you. But sometimes, God will isolate you and put you in those positions to get your attention. You know what I'm saying, to take you to the next level. Sometimes it ain't always fun. It ain't always easy. Sometimes He needs you to go through pain or struggle to get you to where you need to be. And personally myself, I've been through struggles myself. I'm kind of isolated right now, but I feel like that's for a reason. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. My whole movement, what I'm doing right now, is for a reason. People won't understand it now, but later on, as time goes on, maybe people will finally see, the truth and the real meaning behind what we're trying to do, and what you and Kel are trying to do. I respect that, because ain't too many people out here, especially young artists out here, rapping about God. You know what I'm saying? And then the industry don't even want to hear that anyway. They don't. And that's very unfortunate, because y'all got plenty of talent, but y'all, you know what I'm saying, it'll be harder for y'all to get radio play and all that based off of y'all message.
Yeah, you're right, bro. And I really want to say thank you for actually noticing that, man.
Yeah.
That's a blessing in itself. And it's like, man, I actually had a DJ tell me straight up, was like, man, with that message, man, I ain't spinning. I'm not spinning. You know what I'm saying? And it's not hurtful to hear that because I always think that when one door closes, another one is going to be open.
Of course.
In due time.
Yeah.
So to hear DJ say that, man, it's like reassuring me that this is exactly why we're doing this. We're walking in our purpose because somebody out there needed it. It's not, frankly, at one point in time when I first started doing music, bro, I was like, man, I got to be on the radio. It was just like I felt like I needed to be validated. Now I don't even get that message. Now it's like, if one person hears the song and it touches them and it changes their life, bro, I am set.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't never have to be a millionaire, like never have to have the big mansion, the nice cars, all the stuff that I wanted when I first started making music, bro. They are no longer valid. And like my heart's desire has changed so much, and now it's like, okay, cool. If I can just help one person, get one person off the streets, get one person like to understand, like, know God before you perish, bro. Like I'm good. I'm good for real, and I can honestly say that nowadays with a smile on my face and not feeling like I'm just saying it just for the clout or just for, you know what I'm saying, the attention. I'm saying it because I genuinely mean that from the bottom of my heart.
Yeah, and I can tell from your voice and how you talking to me that you know what I'm saying, you really care about that. And that's the same way with me. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna flex on you. At first I was like, you know, I want to be rich, I want the power, I want the money, I want the fame. But now, you know what I'm saying, but to be real with you, it took me 5 years just for me to start doing what I'm doing right now because my mindset wasn't on what it was supposed to be, you know what I'm saying? And like now, that's why I'm using my platform now to help put other people on, help them chase their dreams because you helping me chase mine. You know, right now, as simple as this FaceTime call, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Someone's going to see this and someone's going to either see your music or see your message and it's going to help them. So anything I can do, I want to be there to help you, you know what I'm saying?
My favorite song off the whole EP, man, is "Cloudy Days."
Okay.
And I say that because with that song, like that is the most vulnerable I've ever been on a track, and I'm actually talking about losing my child. And you know, I was so like skeptical about recording it because I was like, man, I've always been a private person, and I was telling Markel like, man, I don't know if I want to let people in.
Yeah.
But it was like when I was sitting down and I was writing a verse, I was like, I just gotta, I gotta vent because like for so long I was keeping that to myself, like, you know what I'm saying? Certain people around me and, people who were close to me, they understood, they knew I lost a child, you know what I'm saying? So they were like, that's a touchy situation. So I was like, I will never try to avoid it, man. Just try to avoid it. And it was like, I told God, I was like, man, I just want to vent. You know what I'm saying? I just want to vent right here, right now.
Yeah.
And that's my favorite song because, like, to me, that's like when I hear that song, it's like, okay, a part of me can just like reflect on, what I've lost and be so thankful for what I gained as well. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a touching situation because, I lost a child, but I gained an angel. So that's man, honestly, that's my favorite song, and it'll probably always be my favorite song. Just because that's my venting song. You feel me?
Okay. I mean, bro. I'm glad you said that. I mean, because you'll never be able to heal if you don't vent and let people in. You know what I'm saying? Like you'll never be able to heal and move on from that part of your life. You know that is very unfortunate. You know what I'm saying? But everything, bro, happened for a reason. Everything.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? You may not understand why it went that way or whatever. Why it had to be that way. But for some reason, God knew. You feel me?
Yeah.
And he, I mean, it's easier said than done, you know what I'm saying? And, it's so you ain't supposed to question God, but sometimes, you feel me, you don't know. You know what I'm saying?
Sometimes, man, and with that song, man, I really found myself asking God, like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing right now? You know what I'm saying? Because that was the lowest I've ever been in my life. And I'm like, yo, I'm here for a reason. Like, but what are you doing? Like,
I got you.
And whenever you get to that point in your life when you find yourself questioning God or trying to ask God to validate a decision that was made, that's where it get tricky, man.
Yeah, it do. It tests your faith. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, it does.
So what does second chances mean to you?
Second chances was all about retribution. Like, to me, it was like, because the whole EP, man, it was long overdue. Like, Markel and I, we was in a group, Dream Chasers. So we did one song, man, and we performed. We got the opportunity to perform 4 or 5 different events, major events, and it was like we never gave our support system a solid project. We never did. We went different directions in our careers, and for a minute, it seemed like both of us stopped doing music.
Yeah. So
when we came back, you know what I'm saying, and built our brotherhood back, it was like, yo, that needs to be done. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? We really need to go ahead and redeem ourselves. Not only redeeming ourselves as, men in the eyes of the Lord, but redeeming ourselves as artists, redeeming ourselves as brothers, friends, all of that. And I was like, you know what? The only way we can really get this, this process to be, concrete is if we do a project and we release it. And he was all aboard, and we did it in a week. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And a lot of people, when I tell them that, they're like, wow. You know what I'm saying? And if you say, hey, as an artist, we did a project in a week, everything sounds like it's rushed, it's just not solid.
Yeah,
but
yeah, yeah.
it was like a week of bonding, praying, reflecting. And that's how second chances came to be.
What up and coming projects that you got right now that you're gonna drop soon?
Well, I'm getting ready to drop Street Gospel.
Okay.
I don't know if I'm gonna make it a album or a 2-sided EP yet, but I know for sure like my project is called Street Gospel, and with this project, man, I'm really just trying to be like a bridging gap between sacred and secular.
Okay,
You know
I
what I'm
got
saying?
you.
This project is more so for the people who are out here, just living wild or living life on the street or anything, anything that's away from God.
Yeah.
And this project is really just to get them to know, like, you don't have to look a certain way, walk a certain way, talk a certain way to be seen and have favor in God's eyes. And I think that's a real big problem with our generation, man, because like so many people want to know God, want to get to know God, and it's like as soon as they do, here come the hypocrites in the church.
Of course.
And I was like, I didn't want to have a traditional Christian hip hop album that just sounded like it was for church people.
Yeah.
My project is for people who don't necessarily know God or who know God and who has strayed away from God.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I don't want to make music to like, and I don't want to sound, like I'm hindering myself for it, but I really got to be genuine and raw as an artist. I don't want to make music for the Christian people who just, I know God and can't nobody tell me nothing about God.
Yeah.
My music is not for you.
Okay.
My music is for the brothers and sisters who are human,
Yeah.
who make mistakes. You know what I'm saying? So my project is really just like, it's for them. It's for y'all to know, like, no matter how we live, no matter what, God still love us. That's the biggest thing. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want to make music like, like everybody else, God.
Yeah.
This is not that type of project. Right now, man, I actually have like 25 tracks that I have in mind to do.
Okay.
Like right now, I'm sitting at like 4 or 5 that's already completed, but it's like, I really want to, use my platform similar to what you're doing, bringing light to other people. I want to share my platform as well. I don't want to just have a project, it's just me.
Okay,
So, you know what I'm saying?
you.
Of course, I got Markel on it, trying to get some more of the homies, but like, it's really just anybody who I see, like, if you making music or you want to make music or you don't know what your calling is, but if you know what I'm saying, if you really want to be a part of it, like,
Yeah.
I'm open to hear everything, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So, I don't know if you know Muncho.
I heard that name before. Yeah.
So he's going to be on the project as well. And,
Okay.
some people, my homeboy Jay Dollar, I don't know what his stage name is right now, but he's from the Greenville area. So,
Okay.
like, I really just want to put the people that I really know or people who know me or, let's work together.
Yeah.
I don't want to just have, like, just a whole project, just me. Like,
I feel you. Yeah.
different people bring different emotions. I just feel like, yeah. I would say rappers from the Carolina area definitely slept on. Rappers out here in Atlanta, man, you know what I'm saying? To me, being out here, living out here now, man, it just makes me miss home more.
Okay.
It makes me miss home, like the love that's from home, but
Yeah.
the opportunities are definitely, here as opposed to living in St. Matthews, South Carolina.
That's true.
I say the artists out here, like, they have more connections. Like, they have different pop-ups and different clubs and stuff they can perform at, but I feel like Carolina is where it's at, man. And it's crazy that you asked me this question, man. Years ago, it had to be like when I first started making music. So I had to be 15, 16. I was always on Facebook like, yo, I need all the rappers in the area. Y'all let's come together. Let's do this project. And nobody would respond, bro.
Yeah.
Nobody. And I would always say, yo, South Carolina, we the new wave. We the new sound. Like,
Yeah.
I can pull up Facebook messages like and quotes and stuff from 7, 8, 10 years ago, with me saying this, I'm like, Carolina is the new Atlanta. And I meant that in the sense of our sound. Like, we didn't have to sound like Atlanta, artists, because they have their own sound.
They do.
And it was like, with that, the biggest thing that I've always realized is that the artists out here in Atlanta, they work together more.
Yes, they do. Yeah.
It's a lot of more, camaraderie. Back home, it seemed like everybody throwing salt on the next man or the next woman's game. And it's like, yo, we still one body, yo. Like, this,
Yeah.
me, I'm from St. Matthews, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
St. Matthews, and I'm like, yo, South Carolina, that's home. That's what I'm repping. You know what I'm saying? I'm really home, but I'm always repping home. And it's just like, being out here in Atlanta, you know, everybody want to classify me as an Atlanta artist. I'm not.
Okay.
I'm a Carolina artist.
Yeah,
You feel
yeah,
me?
yeah.
Like I'm always gonna be a Carolina artist. I just reside in Atlanta, and I say that, man, because for so long I used to, man, I was so embarrassed to say I was from South
To be from the
Carolina.
Carolinas, yeah, yeah.
I was embarrassed, but now I'm like embarrassed for what? Everything that I'm going through, everything that I've been through, everything that I was taught, the artist that I am, all of that's from Carolina.
That's true.
Because when I, truth be told, like I haven't changed as an artist since I've been out here in Atlanta.
Okay.
I'm always going back home to record. I'm always finding the inspiration. Sure, out here, you know, I can see big buildings and skyscrapers and all that, and that's cool because back home we don't have that.
Of course.
But I'm like, I'm a Carolina artist, man. You know what I'm saying? Everything, my family raised me there. My stories are from there, everything. And I just got to always put Carolina before anybody else.
I mean,
I don't want to be one of those artists that move, you know what I'm saying, from Carolina to Atlanta. And I'm like, yo, A-Town, this and that. Nah, it's not happening with Kardo Santana, man.
I mean, I like that though, because you ain't changing up, you know what I'm saying, and you haven't let your sound be influenced by the other artists in Atlanta. I mean,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying, and I've been telling everybody from the Carolinas, now is the time to be from the Carolinas, man. Somebody coming up, man. Somebody definitely coming up, man. I mean, and it's good to see people from the Carolinas getting this opportunity to shine and getting this light to shine. You know, and speaking of clout, and do you feel like nowadays the industry people look at clout more than the talent?
Of course, man. Like, honestly, and it's sad to say it, man, I don't even think they care about who's really talented. It's all
Yeah.
about, you know what I'm saying, what sounds just like everything else.
Yeah.
If I can put your song in a rotation at the radio station and you sound like A, B, or C, D, oh yeah, we're going to keep that riding because you sound just like that. That means you're going to be in rotation.
Of
They
course.
don't really care about the talent. And that's obvious, man, because, you know what I'm saying, I never like to throw dirt on nobody's name, so... But it's just like whenever I get online and stuff like that, and that's another reason I have to back off of social media a lot because every time I get on, it's like I feel like another artist who's way talented is like being overlooked.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people like to base talent off of record sales. I don't do that. I mean, I know plenty of people who just cannot rap who sell a lot of records. And I
Of
know
course.
brothers and sisters, you know, who rap, sing, got all this talent, and they, you know, they can barely get 100 plays on SoundCloud.
See,
So it's all about clout nowadays, man, and I hate that. So it's like, hopefully with Carolina, we can do something different, man. We can show
Yeah.
them like just real talent, and we don't have to kiss nobody butt. We don't have to, you know what I'm saying, pretend to be something we not.
Yeah.
That's really the goal.
so what can people find your music at?
Well, you can. I really need to get. I'm not even gonna lie, man. I need to do better and put like the music back on Spotify and
Okay.
and SoundCloud. I really need to go back to that because I feel like it's one thing to have people go to iTunes and Apple Music and all
Yeah.
that to get your music, but sometimes they need to be able to have access to it for free.
That's true.
So I'm really gonna my whole goal for this week is to really get like second chances on there. Armor of God is already on there.
Okay.
I'm gonna do more things for YouTube. I'm trying to get back into this vlogging thing. And it's
Yeah.
just as an artist, I'll tell you like this, it's kind of difficult, man.
It's
When
hard,
you've been
man.
a private person all your
It's
life,
hard,
and I was
man.
like,
Yeah.
oh, I gotta share. It's difficult, but definitely SoundCloud, Spotify, iTunes, all that.
Okay, and everything's Kardo Santana, everything, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Everything is Kardo Santana. My message for the youth is be authentic.
Okay.
And you do not have to chase attention. Attention seeking it will not get you anywhere in life, but into a shallow area where your heart is not at contempt.
Yeah.
Be yourself. You don't have to pretend to be nothing that you're not, because 9 times out of 10 the people that you're trying to impress or the people that you're trying to copy and you're trying to get their attention, man, they don't care about you.
That's true.
Be yourself, and good karma comes to those who give it out.
Yeah.
Those who seek it as well, man. Just be yourself, man. That's the realest thing. If I can go back a couple of years and talk to the old me, I'll tell myself, man, you do not have to be like A, B, C, or D, man. Just be Kardo. So I'm gonna tell everybody, like, the realest thing you can ever do in life is be yourself. And love yourself, man. Love who you are genuinely.
Yeah.
Love yourself and be yourself, man. That's the realest thing you can ever do.
I mean, bro, hey, I really appreciate this opportunity, dog. I appreciate you sitting here taking time out your day to talk to me, bro. Because like I said, a lot of people be out here, they be sleeping, bro. And all we doing right now, we had a simple 25-minute conversation. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
I'm not out here, chasing clout. I ain't out here trying to come up for nobody. This is just simply trying to get everybody's dreams out. Because bro, it's a lot of people out here trying to do something, man. And that's really all I'm trying to do.
Man, this is what I want to share with you, my brother.
Yeah.
Keep doing you, man.
Appreciate
bro,
it,
it's
bro.
working, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Whenever you post someone, bro, I actually go check them out, man.
Appreciate it,
Keep
bro.
doing what you're doing, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know what you have personally, like what you want personally, like internally, bro.
Yeah.
But you deserve everything that you get and everything that's coming your way, bro. So keep doing you, man. Look, it's gonna work out, bro.
Hey, bro.
You are actually a man that's sharing his platform, bro. We don't have too much of that, man.
Yeah.
Keep doing what you're doing, man. You're a trailblazer, man. Like, never stop doing what you're doing. And it's a blessing, man, that you actually wanted to share your platform with me, man. I'm honored, for real, for real. I ain't just saying that for the camera, man. I genuinely, from my heart, mean that. You know what I'm saying? It's rare that an unsigned artist can have somebody say, hey, man, I would like to do an interview, bro. So this is a blessing to me personally, man. And I really appreciate it, bro, for real, for real.
Hey, man, I really appreciate it too, bro. I'm gonna be in touch, like real shit. That really, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna take this up here. I'm gonna remember what you're saying. I'm gonna be on the lookout. I'm waiting for Street Gospel, bro. I want to hear it. I'm about to say, be safe out there, and I hit you up later on. All right, man. I got you.
Yeah, man. Thank you again, man.
You welcome, bro. Baby, be blessed, dog.
Yo, you too, my brother.
Hey, I said I wanna see the sun sometimes. Hey, I'm tired of these cloudy days. I wanna see the sun sometimes. They say the grass greener on the other side.